This is a sales career invitation from Beep Extra. Before watching this presentation, you need to have watched the business owner's invitation to understand the basic concept of Beep. So if you haven't, push the pause button now, go to beepextra.com and watch the Beep for Business Owners video cartoon on the homepage, and then of course come back. So if you have watched it now, you understand the basic concept. I need to ask you a simple question. Can you sell in the business-to-business arena? If not, you need to know that although it is perfectly teachable, it is a daunting sales area for the uninitiated. But if you are teachable, presentable and determined, this can be very lucrative. In fact, it can be life-changing for the right people. You'll be shown a working cluster of Beep stores, and you'll be trained how to research your own area, preferably close to where you live, and given the necessary information on how to start. The Beep sales opportunity is commission-only direct sales. You don't need any money to start Beep, apart from being able to pay your own way whilst building your commission up. You need to be a Beep Pro subscriber. This is just for £5.49 a month. And before you ask, we don't take that to make money. It's just a filtration tool we use to separate the serious salespeople from the tyre kickers. We prove this by donating every penny from this subscription to Médecins Sans Frontières. Anybody can join Beep as a sales member for free and get on what we call the tree. However, we want to protect our brand from mis-selling or just poor sales and support, so we only permit Beep Pros to be able to introduce stores, and hence only Beep Pros qualify for commission. In fact, if any free sales member doesn't support the Beep concept by at the very least making one single purchase from a Beep store in a 6-month period, we remove them altogether from the tree, just as a tidying up exercise.
You're fired.
The income is really simple to understand. Beep makes its money from charging 2.75% for all transactions that use the Beep discount loyalty system. So if a store has a total turnover of say £15,000 a month and half of this is discounted, then we charge 2.75% of £7,500, which is £206.25 to the store. Beep applies a standing charge of £14.99 a month for stores to use the system. However, if the invoice is more than £14.99, this charge is cancelled. The 2.75% is split 50-50 between Beep and the contributing stores and sales team. 50% is Beep profit, 20% goes to the store who registered the customer, 20% goes to the Beep Pro who introduced the store, 5% goes to the first Beep Pro upline, and 5% goes to the second Beep Pro upline. Therefore, you make 20% of Beep's revenue on all stores you introduce. It's that simple. So the natural question will be, how do you make a significant income through Beep, and where's the money? The answer is in building many clusters. I'll explain the word cluster in a minute, or introducing large businesses or chain stores. There are about 35 categories of business that Beep is most interested in. Restaurants, bars, cafes, butchers, shops, barbers, for example. When a customer is first introduced to Beep by a store, they will naturally want to know where else in their town, city or suburb there is another Beep store. So it's obvious that the customer will be more impressed if they see a good mix of various stores within a few miles of the store where they were first given their Beep card or app. We have a very general guide that if you take the population of a town or a suburb and divide it by 1,500, then that's the guide number of stores you should aim at. So if the suburb or small town you want to build Beep in has a population of 12,000, then your target is 8 stores. This group of stores we call a cluster. It isn't the law of Beep that you have to get one of each of our main target categories, but as many as possible is ideal for a cluster. This isn't hit-and-run sales, quite the opposite. You have to be prepared to stand and help the new Beep store register its first customers and help them enter their first discounts and use the system to redeem cashbacks. You have to be a good people person who is used to dealing with all types of people, including shop owners and their staff, and of course, customers. The big temptation always is to go for the big business and the chain stores, but this is strongly discouraged, as the director of any such business will ask you to show them what Beep clusters you've already built. If you haven't built any, it'll be a short meeting and not good for you or Beep. Now, on the other hand, when you've built, say, 5 clusters of around 25 stores and got them all running successfully, now you have definitely passed through your apprenticeship and you will ooze credibility in front of a director of a chain store or large business. Yes, that is where the big money is, but remember, there is no shortcut through the apprenticeship. Any salesperson with a calculator will add up their commission and mentally spend it before they've even left their house to go to work. And you can make the maths on commission say anything, but let's have a look to give you some ideas. All Beep stores pay £14.99 a month, and 20% of that is yours, which is very close to £3. If a store only discounts £545 a month, that is just £14.99. So we hope most stores properly sold to and supported are way above that turnover. So if we take a figure of £1,500 discounted in a store, 2.75% is £41.25, and 20% of that is yours, that's £8.25. 5 clusters of 25 stores will pay you a living wage in most households. However, that is just your apprenticeship. A chain store, by its nature, has a much higher turnover than a single sole trader store. So if you take a look at an average chain, for it to give discounts on just £5,000 of its entire turnover should be regarded as reasonable. That would create an invoice of £137.50, of which £27.50 is yours. Most people think of the global giants like McDonald's and Starbucks when you think of chain stores, but there are thousands of much smaller ones. If you succeed with just 10 chain stores, each of which has a small group of, say, 40 stores, then 10 sales for you is 400 stores for your commission, and using our example of £27.50 a store, you would be earning around £11,000 a month. The only reason we do this is to show you potential in the opportunity. So between now and our example is a tough apprenticeship. And if you are a person... That last paragraph again. The only reason we do this is to show you potential in the opportunity. So between now and our example is a tough apprenticeship. And if you are that person, then we would like to hear from you. So register for free, get your name on the tree, become a Beep Pro and shout for training.